I know Cincinnati comes there, so I was there in 1995. I'm guessing it looks a lot different.
Yeah, right now it's about two-thirds, will be two-thirds renovated with an upper deck. The premium seating will be all in the middle. The sight lines are going to be outstanding. It's a steeper slope to it, as you can see. Really puts us in the kind of a different class as far as today's college football world. Our scoreboard is what you guys know, about 60 feet closer and 2.5 times bigger than the old one. We've added to our football operations area with a new team room, walk-through room, renovated all our recovery areas and things like that. So much like probably some of the stuff happening there in Cincinnati.
Good to be home.
Good to be home. Last year, as I said, I'm not going to use it as an excuse. We didn't play as well as we needed to the first half of the season, but I probably underestimated maybe some of the displacement and maybe the day-to-day stuff in the off-season development of time with our players and other things that I'm starting to see us being able to take advantage of this year that I think is going to help us.
Travis mentioned you guys might get some practices in there.
Yeah, we're hoping. We got a date on one that we're trying to get the first one so we can get some work. I don't know how much they've shared with you guys, but I'm hoping like next week the turf will start showing and start doing some stuff. But we're hoping to get in there. Obviously, with the week 0 game time, weeks are critical yet, but we want to get in there, try to use it, making sure things are all settled in. Probably, with the thing about the premium seating and stuff, press box won't be as high. So again, I think coaches got to get used to some of those sight lines as well. So we want to get some kind of like dry runs in there and get used to some of that stuff as well.
Lance, what was your update on Bryce and his absence today?
Bryce had a little procedure done that's going to hold him back a little bit. They didn't want him to fly, so it's. He'll be ready for a week for the opening game and stuff. But it was just a decision we made to make. He's disappointed. I'm disappointed for him because he deserved to be here as well. Everything's. I just spoke with him yesterday and saw him. Everything's good.
Was it something lingering from the spring, or?
No, just something that just happened to tweak here during the summer. So much like Jalen, it's a cleanup situation. Everything's really good. So,
how much him do you expect in fall camp?
Of him?
Yeah.
I went down to see Trent Carter, our trainer. I haven't got any specifics, and it's still pretty early. What I'm thinking is, he's going to be really modified in week 1 of camp, maybe 2, but by halfway through camp, he should be ready to go and be available for game 1.
And what do you think of the opportunity to bring Deshaun Hanukkah here?
Yeah, again, as we look at guy, there's other guys that, we talked about a lot of guys, but a guy that's been through a lot, still has been an outstanding leader in our program, have somebody that come through, it's great. He jumped at it, and again, what he means for our football team, not just on the field, but off, deservingly so to have him here today.
I'm curious, looking back at January to now, is there a position group that you had your own reservations about, maybe at the start of the year, that now you feel much more maybe comfortable or better about?
I probably hit on a couple there, Michael, didn't know where exactly, everything today, as we say, things happen so fast. You don't really completely know until they show up and stuff. Overall, I can say that I thought through the spring, if I didn't say this to you guys earlier, I thought there would be more, I don't want to say growing pains, transitional pains of acclimating guys from different programs. That wasn't the case. I felt good there. I really feel good about where the receiver position was heading at the end of spring. And then when Bryce Candy came in, we got another one now. So I'm excited about that. Jalen was just with them out in California, getting some extra work in. I know he's excited about them. Offensive line, I feel by the time when we're, especially when we come out of the non-conference season, I'm going to feel really good about where we're at if we're healthy, about the depth of the position. We're going to be competitive there at some spots yet that are open, but I think when it's all said and done, there's going to be enough guys, not only for now, but hopefully trending towards the future at a position that's a high commodity. I like our backfield. I like where it's going to be there. Quarterback when we hit there, tight ends. You know, we did have one leave and added one. Again, embracing competition is going to be important in the room. That's a position that I think multiple guys are going to play and help us, and I feel good about that. We talked about Deshaun. I think Leighton Cure. Carson Brune's a guy that just keeps getting better every day. And once we get in about midway point of the year, I think, and he feels really good about what we're doing, it's going to be, you know, he's going to help this football team. Defensively, again, I like our line. We know we have experience there. Justin Finkley seems to emerge as a leader. Our linebacker core, I think, is continuing to get better. Which guys are going to be out there exactly when is going to be interesting, and what packages we use them all. Bengali Kamara, Joe Sip, and Trey Lathan definitely are good football players. Are going to help us a lot. John Kamara keeps getting better. Jason Gilliam, and you know, a healthy Logan Brantley is going to be good. The secondary, again, DJ Graham, Jalen Todd, Austin Alexander. You know, we've been excited about Austin since the day he arrived on campus, and seeing him this summer and how much he continues to fill out and things is very exciting as well. And I think we got a lot of guys at the safety position that have played. Who is going to take it and emerge is going to be exciting. And that's what's going to make camp pretty fun as well.
You talked about Jalen kind of working the receivers. How much of an advantage is having him do that this
offseason? You know, again, guys, I look back and it's probably, you know, I couldn't change it. Yeah. So I don't want to say it's a, you know, head coaching error or whatever, but I just didn't realize probably what some of those small things and the lack of, as you know, when we lost LJ in first spring ball, and then he steps on that catfish barb in late July, and we don't have him during camp. We don't, you know, Skinner doesn't practice from July 1 all the way through midway through camp. Timing, continuity, and everything that we're doing really just got discombobulated, really, and was really just something that we probably didn't know. And then, what was the word, debacle or whatever before? You know, the part of it is, to any play caller's defense, is when your quarterback didn't go through spring and you don't have a good idea what everybody can do, let alone have the timing and precision of execution that was needed for us at a certain time. So it is awesome to see. It's awesome to see him moving in such a way that he's back to being what he has been for us in the past.
You've talked glowingly about Emmanuel Henderson a few times. We talked about him. Does he add a different dynamic to this?
Well, he does. You know, again, everyone still has things they got to work on and continue. But the thing about Emmanuel is, you know, we've had guys that run well. Quentin Skinner could run well, but he comes out of the gate like something like we haven't quite had before, and again, I think that's gonna help us offensively in a lot of different ways. And the thing about Emmanuel, like some of the other additions, is I think we've added some really good people. Guys, you know, you don't know exactly what happens across the board, why a guy hits a reset button, so to speak. But Emmanuel just wants an opportunity and a chance where it wasn't going to happen for him. And he's hungry. He's humble. He works hard. All the things that we want in our program.
Was Jalen bringing the wide receivers out to California his idea? Or did
yes.
You guys suggest? Okay.
You know, it's his idea. You know, you've seen some guys do that across the country. You know, we talked to him about continuity and doing things, but I didn't know he was doing it until it was already in motion. So.
What do you think about the designated student athlete portal that's currently taking place?
Yeah, I didn't even know about that, you know, to be honest, when that came about. So, I see the need of this time around with what was happening, but why? To me, it's another way for, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. You know, we had one young man do it, somebody that didn't go through spring with us, but he obtained his degree and I guess decided that he wanted to try to play again. I think for some of those guys, if he's right, it's, you know, you just don't want it to be where guys are forcing people out and finding a way. Is it a way to find a way to get another guy late in the year? That'd be my concern. But, you know, in this new way with the roster limits, I guess they had to do something.